Good morning. After constantly mapping and testing out the different currency farming strategies in those for about a week now, we wanted to find the overall best strategies for making currency in the current state of the game. After testing out doing logbooks for a day and getting very good results on that, a lot of people in my chat said that the absolute best strategy in terms of returns is for sure going to be Citadel hopping. So that's what I've been doing on today's stream, and yes, this does seem just absolutely crazy and is probably the best way to reliably make very good amounts of divines in 0.31. So in these 4 to 5 hours this took me on my stream today, we got back an overall of 76 fragments. 17 primary fragments, 27 secondary one, and 32 tertiary. Overall, these sell for around 2 divines. So you can see here the tertiary fragment right here sells for about 1.7. The secondary calamity fragment sells for 1.8. And the primary fragment will sell for about 2.4 divines. So overall, when you put them all together, these will sell for around 2 divine per fragment. I already sold all of mine. So 76 fragments, when we sold all of them, will come down to about 152 divines in my case here. There is some cost involved to the strategy because we are using the Visions of Paradise precursor tablet at the time of recording, and when I did the strategy this cost around 2 divine per Visions of Paradise, and we have used 16 of them during the course of this strategy. So this is gonna cost us 32 divines for the strategy. So if we deduct that from the 152 divines that we have made during this time here, we will have a total profit of around 120 divines doing this strategy. Next, I will explain what we will have to look out for when doing the strategy and what the setup will look like. First thing you will need for the strategy is going to be maps with a very high waystone drop chance. So if you didn't know, when going into Citadels and when doing Citadels overall and trying to drop the fragments, the waystone drop chance will affect the amount of fragments you can get in a map. So when we are doing the Citadels here, this is going to be our main focus on our maps and our tablets and everything else we want in this map, because the more waystone drop chance we have, the higher the chance is to get a second fragment and to even get a third fragment. There are breakpoints to this, but just go with the mantra of the higher the better here, and you will see how high you can go here to always have a chance to have a second and a third fragment. What I will tell you is, for most and in most cases, you will get 2 fragments. In these runs that I did on my stream today, I had a few instances of dropping 3 fragments. Most of the time, in like, let's say 90% of cases, I dropped 2 fragments. And there was also one instant where I got a little bit unlucky and only dropped 1 fragment. So how do we get the waystone drop chance to get as high as possible? You can first craft these maps yourself if you want, but what I did and what I think is the best way to go about this, you just go on the trade side and look for maps with at least 110 to 115% waystone drop chance. You can do this by filtering this out like this, and I can post the trade link in the comment on this video or something. But this is very, very easy. I just did a maximum of 50 Exile per map, no corrupted map, then waystone drop chance on the map at 115%. And then I did a not filter to not have a map that is instilled with delirium. Also, it shouldn't be corrupted. And then I also included some of the map mods that I don't want on my build, like less recovery rate, then the desecrated mod of more movement speed and less movement speed when casting. Just, you can also include some mods that you just do not want on your map. And then you will just get a very, very good choice of maps here, which are super, super cheap at this stage. And you have a base map with at least 110 or 115% waystone drop chance already. So then we have the map right here. And then the next step is going to be, we use the liquid envy emotion. And then we instill this map to get even more waystone drop chance. And then this map now has 205% waystone drop chance already. The next step is going to be the tablets that we're using. I'm using 3 tablets right here, all of which have 50% increased quantity of waystones on them. There's also a bonus here, but these can be a little bit expensive and I didn't do it for my runs. You can also have increased quantity on the tablets. Apparently, this can also affect the waystone drop chance here, but the most important thing is to have tablets with 50% increased quantity of waystones on top. And then when you have the map and you have your tablets to run the Citadel, we go to one of the Citadels here. And then for the first run, we will actually use the Visions of Paradise. So we put in the map and then we use the plundering tablet right here. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be plundering, of course, like I said. And then we also use this. And so this run, we will have 100% increased quantity of waystones for these two tablets. And then for the first run, we will also use the Vision of Paradise. Because when we use the Vision of Paradise, basically we can run this map twice and the Citadel twice. On the first one, we use this one. And then on the second one, we use the tablets again. So on the second run, when we have actually done the run, then on the second one, we use the tablet again to have 3 tablets in here for 150% more. So on this first one, you can see right here, we will just go into the map right now. And then you will be able to see that on this first run, we will have a waystone drop chance of 463%. If you use your Atlas in the correct way, you will also have a chance to have the proc with unstable energies or whatever it's called. It's not unstable energies. It's let me I forgot the name. With where is it? With Remnants of Power, and then you get the proc, and then you have even more. I've gotten a few where I had like 700%, and that massively increases the chances to get 3 fragments. So that is the first one. When you are then done with the Citadel, like I said, then on the next step, you will just run the Citadel again, and instead of the Vision of Paradise, you use a 3rd tablet. Next thing is going to be the Atlas that I also use for the strategy. And also another tablet that we have used here during the course of this was the Grand Project, because when we are just hunting for Citadels on our Atlas like this, we are just basically using the towers here to then use the Grand Project in the tower to then be able to move basically from Citadel to Citadel. And you can see right here, I have a Citadel right here. And when I'm done with the Citadel, I just go to this tower, I use the Grand Project, and then I'll be able to straight up jump to this one. And then we can just hop from Citadel to Citadel as fast as possible. Next thing I'm going to show very quickly is going to be the Atlas. We can also adjust our Atlas a little bit for the strategy, because we are, of course, looking for even more waystone drop chance. So on this Atlas right here, we are just going for the increased quantity of waystone nodes right here. So it is a little bit changed to your usual Atlas when mapping. And we're also getting the increased effect of explicit modifiers on the waystone. And of course, we are also trying to get the Remnants of Power to get even more quantity of waystones. Basically, this Atlas is made just to have a little bit more juice when it comes to the waystone drop chance. And then also the boss Atlas needs to be at 10 of 10 here, because if you do not have all the map boss skill points here, it is very, very important for the strategy to know that you need to have this at 10 points. Otherwise, you will not get the Calamity fragments, but the fragments for those, the normal Arbiter fragments. So this is going to be the Atlas for this, and I have just run the first run on the Citadel. So now when we have actually used the Vision of Paradise on the first one, now we can go for the second run. And when we go into the map with this second one right here, we can see if the Atlas takes effect and we get all the waystone drop chance. You can now see the increased waystones in this area is going to be at 560%, which will increase our chances at getting 2 or even 3 fragments. So, like I said, this strategy is absolutely insane. Look on your Atlas. For me, it was a way, since I was doing the last 2 weeks of basically only mapping and I didn't really do any Citadels. I had a bunch of Citadels on my Atlas. But like I also said, using the Grand Project right here, it is very, very easy to just hop from Citadels to Citadel with using the Grand Project in all of the towers. This is an incredible way of making very, very good amounts of currency here. Farmer already did an amazing video of this and we tested this on my stream, and it just is absolutely amazing. So once again, to just go over it quickly again. First run, you go with the quantity of Waystone tablets and you go 1 Vision of Paradise. Then you put in your normal Waystone with more Waystone drop chance. And then on the second one, you just use 3 normal tablets without the Vision of Paradise. So I hope this strategy works out for you as well, and it will make you some good amounts of currency. If you want to see me test out all the map juicing, map farming strategies, or in general currency farming strategies, go check out my stream where I'm streaming POE2 every single day. So see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.